Oh, that's the wages. Okay, yeah.
Good evening. I'll now call the City of Cannon Falls City Council meeting for Tuesday, January the 19th to order. Roll call.
Berg. Councilmember Berg.
Oh, here.
Gallops.
Here.
Holst.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Mattson.
Here.
Schoblum.
Here.
Mayor Robinson.
Here, all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the second meeting in 2016. At this time, the chair will take a motion to approve the agenda as submitted.
So moved. I'll second.
Motion by Merle, second by Rod. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. That moves us on to public input this evening. Citizens may speak to issues not on the agenda. Before speaking, please give your name and address for the minutes, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Is there anyone that wishes to speak to the council under public input this evening? Seeing as there is no one, we will move on to the consent agenda. Items of this area of the agenda may be adopted, or they may be removed and placed on the business area of the agenda for discussion purposes before approving. For the folks at home, I will read the consent agenda. Item A is the just and correct claims for accounting period ending December the 31st, 2015. Item B are the just and correct claims for accounting period ending January the 15th, 2016. Item C, meeting minutes for January 5th, 2016 City Council meeting. Item D are the 2016 committee appointments. Item E is approve agreement with Goodhue County for State Building Code Administration. Item F, approve amendment to an International Union of Operating Engineers labor agreement regarding wages. Item G, Resolution 2179, approve an agreement with Sumatra. Item H, Resolution 2180, approving sale agreement with Mayo Health System. Item I is introduction and first reading of Ordinance 344, amending Chapter 111 of the Cannon Falls City Code concerning alcohol licensing and regulation. Item J is squad car replacement. Item K, Resolution 2181, accepting a monetary donation to the ambulance department. And item L is approved community paramedic agreement with Mayo Health Systems, Cannon Falls. Are there any items anybody wishes to bring down?
Do we bring down the J then?
And we'll bring down item J for squad car replacement. That'll be item 7A. Are there any other items anybody wishes to bring down this evening? If not, Chair will take a motion to approve the consent agenda as submitted.
So moved.
Have a motion by Lynn, second by Merle. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. And that moves us on to council business, which is 7A, which is squad car replacement. Lynn noticed a typo in here, that's why we're bringing it down, that the motion and approval was to purchase a 2013. We're actually going to purchase a 2016 squad.
So it's just a change in the motion.
So. So that should read 2016 squad instead of a 2013 squad. So we'll have that corrected in the minutes. So at this time, is there any other discussion on this? Seeing as there is none, Chair will take a motion to approve the purchase of the 2016 squad from the state contract vendor and authorize the police chief to sign any contracts that may be required for that order.
So moved.
Have a motion by Lynn.
I'll second.
Second by Rod. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. And that moves us on to reports. And Tim.
The ambulance is currently helping conduct the EMT class currently. We have 8 people that have successfully made it. I think this is the night 4 of the class. And pretty excited about that. A bunch of staff is doing refreshers for their annual certifications that expire in the end of March. And our new ambulance is slated to be here sometime in March also. So that's all I have to report.
Thanks.
As you see in front of you, I have kind of laid out a list of projects. If you have any questions or comments, any of those items, feel free to ask. Just going to speak briefly, then I'll shut up. 27 years I've been in this business, teaching my coworkers right from wrong, my kids how to work hard, my grandkids. I look myself in the mirror every night. Never had to question my integrity. I've been 2 police reserves. I've been captain. Anywhere I came from, I could go back again, I believe. But I just want to comment, if any of you want to get to know me better, anybody in the public, I'll have a coffee or a beer, and I'll even buy it. But just want to say that because it's been weighing heavy on me. But like I said, I don't feel I have to defend my integrity and publicly. So thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Chief?
Well, the weather has been incredibly cold. Just want to remind people, please check on especially your elderly neighbors, make sure that their heat and everything is working, they're eating. This type of weather, a lot of times people may not go out, so we don't want to have cases of somebody being dehydrated. Just this weekend, just this weekend I was working to cover day shift for an officer who's on vacation, and we had another case where somebody had fallen and waited more than a few hours before calling for help because they didn't want to bother anybody. And, if you've got elderly parents, just take the moment, sit down with them and let them know it is never a bother. They may not want to bother you, but tell them to call 911. We're out here 24/7. That's what we're here for. I've spent way too many of these calls over my course of my career, and we continue to have them. And it's something that is really unavoidable because if they fall and they can't get back up, make sure that they either have a phone that they carry with them or a lifeline that they can activate. Or show up and help them up and get them any attention that they need. I've seen some of these where they've waited too long and then they end up in a nursing home and have other problems, and unfortunately they don't live quite as long as they probably should have as a result of that. So I just, because it was fresh in my mind, I wanted to point that out, especially given the weather we've been having. That's all I have.
Thanks. Mr. Maroney?
It's a matter of opinion.
Ron?
And just a reminder, we discussed, I think at the last meeting, perhaps even the meeting before, about having a council workshop during our February 2nd meeting. Right after the regular meeting is adjourned, we'd go into a council workshop. And reason being is we want to get some direction from you as a council. Staff wants to get direction on certain projects that have been kind of on the hold, such as the swimming pool. We discuss 3rd Street Bridge project once in a while. What do we do with that in the future? The sanitary sewer main that sits over the river, not too far from there. Those kind of things. Land use comp plan update for 52 and actually for new 24. Extension, etc. We're meeting with XL next week as a staff to talk about potential future downtown streetlight sidewalk project. Just to get an estimate at least to put a budget number together for future planning, for comp planning. And then Dave's got some things with downtown parking, etc. that goes on, but just to get some input from you as to what you want us to look at in the short term or in the longer term, and if there's some things here that maybe have never even been discussed as staff or at council level. So we will be doing that at the next meeting.
I think those work sessions are good for everybody, gives us a chance to talk about a lot of different things. Before I go to any of the council members, I just want to put some things together. Over the last month, there have been quite a few letters to the editor in the local paper about the city council and some of our city employees. While some of that has been reported is true, no one on the council or city staff have broken any laws. You know, life presents challenges to us all, and sometimes hard decisions have to be made to get through those challenges. The members of the city council were all elected by the voting citizens of Cannon Falls. No one up here does it for the money, but we do it to try and make Cannon Falls a great place to live and raise a family. The city goes through an audit every year. For the last 8 years since I've been mayor, we've never had any issues with any audits, and I can't recall at any time the city's had any problems with audits. Our city staff were hired by city councils, both past and present. These individuals were hired because they were considered to be the best candidates for their prospective positions. In today's society, there are many people who do not work in the town that they live in. Cannon Falls is a bedroom community. There's a lot of folks that live here that commute every day. But, you know, these people that do work in our city that may not live here, them and their families do visit, and they spend money in this town and in the towns that they work. The city council and myself have full confidence in the job our department heads and city administrator are doing. And until such time as it is deemed we have lost confidence in their leadership, they will continue to be employed by the city of Cannon Falls. If any citizen of Cannon Falls sees a problem or things that don't look right in town, please let a city council member or city staff member know what the issue is, because we can't fix it if we don't know there's a problem. You know, the articles to the editor will most likely continue. I think I'm probably in the crosshairs this week. But we as the city council and staff are here to serve the citizens of Cannon Falls and ensure the services our citizens need and expect are provided. And with that, I'll move it on to Merle. Do you have anything?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I have nothing, thank you.
I have nothing.
Nothing, thanks. I just got one question. It says in here too, when we discussed one time about this building. Will we have like a work session just on that too sometime?
Yeah, the dynamics that have happened in this building are fairly interesting. More recently, didn't have any heat in here on Tuesday last week, a week ago. It was a little bit chilly. But it's definitely something we should look at in the long range, whether we go through a full rehab or we consider perhaps alternates, options. But, yeah, there are most certainly issues with this building.
And we can bring that up too. I mean, when we're sitting down and doing our planning sessions, I mean, that's the time to bring at that and look at the future needs of the city and City Hall and whatever we do. So, other than that, I have nothing. So at this time, the chair will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.